welcome into the Cougar Cast here at the Kokomo Post Sports. I am your host, Jay Stevens, and this is the place to get all the information on what's going on inside the IUK athletic department. And joining us at the top of the show, it's not Grant Patterson or Heather Hayes, it's Hannah Wells, the River States Conference individual champion at that conference meet. Hannah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I was going through and looking and seeing different things about you, and I saw your transfer. You started off at University of Indianapolis and then transferred to IU Kokomo. Why did you decide to transfer?
I'd say for the program itself at UIndy, it wasn't bad, but I feel like I just maybe wasn't getting a whole lot out of it like I kind of wanted to. I wanted to be able to potentially experience a national championship myself and get myself to the top of, rankings if I could. But NCAA sometimes doesn't have a whole lot of promising outcomes to it. Sometimes there are some letdowns, and I just feel like I didn't want to make it to my senior year and not say I couldn't experience a national championship or really possibly improve myself somewhere else and kind of be in the same area with the same mental blocks and stuff like that. So I was able to blessed enough to be able to get a recruiting visit out here, and I ended up really liking the team when I first met them on my recruiting visit, and I really I was like, honestly, I can really see myself here, and I just liked how well I got along with Colvin and Jordan as the coaches, and I just felt like it would have been a good rapport back and forth for coaching. And so I was like, yeah, I can see myself here. And the NAIA itself, it's not very much different when it comes to running. If you're good, you're good. If you're a little slow, you're slow. But the running field didn't really worry me. I know there's still going to be plenty of competition. So,
did you expect this year to accomplish some of the things you accomplished this year? And I'm going back to not just winning that conference meet, but also runner of the year in the conference, newcomer of the year in the conference, first team all conference. You were the champion of character. You won that award. Did you expect all these things to come your way this year running cross country?
I feel like there was a possibility for that to happen, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to just slack off or anything like that. I know the conference wasn't maybe as competitive as the Great Lakes Valley Conference that I competed in for University of Indianapolis, but I knew there were still some good girls, and some of these girls had beat me in previous races and everything like that. So I was like, I'm gonna have to work for it during the conference championship. So I had maybe an expectation of being able to earn this title and get some of these really nice accolades, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to still work for it with these girls that are up there with me. No slacking.
How did you find yourself growing this year from U of I, University of Indianapolis, which is in the same city that you're from, not far from the high school you went to being an hour away in a new city? How did you find yourself growing this year in this season?
I'd say growing-wise, it's kind of really nice to kind of have a new area to be in, for sure. Like the Kokomo area, I kind of like this kind of small town area. Yeah. I enjoy Indianapolis. It's not bad, but I'd say maybe UIndy wasn't always in the maybe safest of neighborhoods.
No, yeah.
So it was kind of hard to be able to go off and maybe train on my own and do certain stuff without a group of people. And I'd say here at Kokomo, I'm able to kind of go off and do my own thing, but I'm still got a good group to train with. The girls and sometimes even the guys are able to help me out training-wise. So I'd say I'm still definitely seeing a lot of improvements in my workouts and everything like that, and even more of a positive manner as well. There were some mental blocks for me at UIndy. I was dropping out of practices. I wasn't able to really finish. So something was wrong, and something was kind of just not sparking inside me, and I've been having a lot of definitely more successful track workouts here. I've been able to come in with a new mentality for workouts especially, and really drive and push through each and all of them. So I think it's just the new team environment and everything like that, and just maybe the new area that has been able to kind of open me up and have some new experiences and everything. So it's been wonderful.
After that conference meet, I got word that you would be going basically to the other side of the country, to Washington State. What was that experience like, going out there and running in that national meet?
Oh my gosh, it was definitely, I feel like it should have been as I expected it, like huge and like a lot of people, but in my mind the week going into it, I was just kind of really experiencing all of the sites of like Vancouver, Portland, and Eugene, and so I wasn't really thinking about it that much. I was like, doing my morning runs. I feel fine. But then going into the national meet itself, I remember I got on the start line and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is happening for real. This is just as big as any other college cross country national championship. But yeah, I was like, I'll do fine. But unfortunately, after I got off the first loop, I was like, oh, man, I did not have the energy that I wanted to have going into the race. It was definitely not an easy course, but I felt pretty fired up after it. I was like, I want to be able to come back here, maybe not in Vancouver, but come back to another national championship and still compete with these really awesome women who are ranked nationally and everything like that. So it was a huge meet. I was filled with anxiety and a lot of like emotions for it being my very first time, but I wanted to go back for sure.
What would you change? Let's say you happen to go back to the national meet next year. What did you learn from this experience that maybe you would change in maybe your preparation or maybe a couple days prior for you to go into that next meet? Let's just say it happens again. What would you change?
I feel like maybe I'd be able to change definitely my mentality for it changing it in the sense that I'm going all out. I wanted to go all out for this race, and I feel like I did, but I feel like also the nerves and adrenaline didn't help me like I had wanted them to. So this one, I want to be, in good shape and, not feeling sore. I was feeling a little bit sore prior to that as well, the day before, and I was like, this is great. So yeah, going into it, I want to have I'm going for this, and I definitely want to achieve maybe an All-American status if I can, and just kind of, eat a little bit better as well before that, and all of that. Just I think the little factors play into it, which maybe I missed out on that before prepping for this. So I think I know, like training-wise, get some lifting in, get a good meal in, get a good night's of rest, because that Pacific Standard Time does not help. With the 3-hour time difference,
it does not.
It was really messing me up. I was tired at like 5 o'clock because it was 8 o'clock here, and I was like, oh my God. It didn't help. So yeah. All those little factors play into it.
Grant Patterson was on the show about a month ago. It was after the conference meet. And he said there was a nickname that I didn't know beforehand, didn't know the origin of it. But he said Hannah Kickwells is her nickname. And I'm thinking, Grant, where did you get this? Like, did you just pull this out of your back pocket? Like, oh, here's a nickname. Right. But he said your mom actually mentioned it to him. And then us talking previously, sounds like that goes back to high school. Where did you get this nickname, Hannah Kickwells?
So I guess at the end of like every meet I did, like I did in high school, definitely starting off my freshman year, I just would have just this instant burst of like adrenaline in my tank that would just allow me to just kick and kind of go all out, and there was like no slowing me down, and that happened in pretty much like every meet. I would just kick and I would just pass definitely a few or more girls, and my coach just ended up giving me that name at the end of my freshman season, and he just used it for me going out through the rest of my high school season. So I just would always try to leave a little bit more in the tank and use what's left so that I'm dead at the end of the finish line, basically. So I knew I went all out. I gave him all my all. So.
Hannah, last thing here, what would be some last comments or thoughts you have about the accomplishments you received and you accomplished this year, the awards you received, and kind of just last thoughts you had about this year winning the River States Conference, not even just runner of the year, but even newcomer of the year.
It's definitely an experience I will always remember, and I'm very grateful to be able to know that I worked hard from the beginning of the summer into now. It's really awesome to know that my training paid off, and also staying strong mentally. I was able to really save it all for the end and give it my all. I could have given it to the girl in front of me, but yeah, at the end I was like, you know what, I want all this for myself at some point. Gotta want something for myself. So I was like, it was such a great experience, and kind of makes me want to do it again. Yeah. So it makes me want to come back and do it again, and keep training the same way, and yeah, maybe even a little harder. So.
You literally kicked it into another gear. Guys, coming up next, Audrey Strawsma of the volleyball team at IUK will be joining us to talk about the volleyball team moving on to play in pool play in the NAIA Women's Volleyball Championship. As the Cougar Cast rolls on, I'd like to welcome into the show a senior volleyball player at IUK, a member of the team that has moved on to play in pool play in the NAIA Women's Volleyball Championship. It's Audrey Strawsma. Audrey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
This volleyball team this year, we've talked to Heather Hayes a couple times. Every time we talk to her, it seems like things are getting better and better and better. And then getting out to watch the game this past Saturday, the excitement, the gym being almost sold out, the fans being loud. This season's been so much fun to watch, maybe from an outsider's point of view. But then when you go to the game, been a couple recently, it's even more fun when you're there. How much fun has this season been for you?
It's been great. I'm a little biased. These girls are my best friends. I have said this is maybe one of my favorite seasons this far. We've set really, really big goals for ourselves, really competitive goals, and I think we all just have a very common mindset of what we want to do this year. And so it's been great, not only playing with them, but just having fun. It's a family around here, so getting to spend all the time with them and hang out and just playing sport we love together. I mean, it's a great time. It's super fun.
So I understand there's been big goals set for this year. Why did you guys set goals so high?
Well, we had goals last year that we wanted to reach, and we did not meet those goals. So we came in this year really looking for the opportunity to not only reach those goals, but do things that are bigger than what we've done in the past. And our biggest thing was we wanted to do something that this program's never seen before. And so we just knew our potential. We knew what we could do. We knew that we had, great freshmen coming in and great returners all around. So I think we just put goals in front that we knew were reachable for us, but would still push us to be the best we could be.
This home crowd, and I'm going to get more into what's coming up here in a second, but the home crowd is something. I talked to your coach about it after the game, and then Molly and I got to witness it there at the game. The home crowd is insane. I have not been to many. Actually, that's a lie. The only 2 volleyball games I've been to in my life are here in Kokomo, watching you girls play. So I hear about it. Oh, it's on TV. It's great. It's fun to watch. It's nothing like what you think it is when you actually get there. How does the home crowd impact how you guys play?
I mean, this past weekend was just a completely different story. It was amazing. I think I read in an article 607 or something were there. So it was a just amazing environment to play in. It's great knowing that you have your family and your friends there to support you. And, we were posting on social media, like, everybody come to the game. So we could get, as much of that home court advantage as we could. It's definitely an advantage to play somewhere where you're comfortable and to play somewhere that you're used to. And then even better when you can have the people you love to go support you. So it was great. It was loud. It was fun. And it just makes it that much better to play in a gym like that, playing such a very competitive game too. So
speaking of competitive, I was going there next. That game, 4-set win. You guys had a streak of, I think, 10 plus sweeps in a row. So I'm always wondering, how does the team, or how will the team, respond to adversity when it's right there in front of them? Had a 4-set win, I think, in the conference championship game. And then the opening round, Morningside comes in from Iowa, from Sioux City of all places, where you guys are going to play soon. And then they win the second set. And I look up in the 4th set, you girls are down 15-14.
Yeah.
I think the next time out, you were up 19-16. Did that crowd help you in those moments where things were a little bit tougher, help you guys get out of that rut to come out victorious at the end of the day?
Yeah, I definitely think it plays a factor, you know, in the flow of the game and just like the energy on the court. But ultimately, I think it really comes down to just everybody's focus and you know, we knew what we had to do, and we trailed from behind a lot that match. And I think having that adversity and dropping a set was kind of what we needed to know what we can do, you know, when we are faced with those challenges, especially going into the national tournament. It's a lot of those games are going to be that same level of competitiveness. They're not going to be easy sweeps like we've had throughout the season. So I think it's really good for us to have that. And yeah, definitely the crowd was a big factor in that, just to get us excited and help carry the momentum onto the next match.
This year, speaking of accomplishments, and I talked about this with Hannah Wells earlier in the show, your sophomore year, second team all-conference, your junior year, second team all-conference once again. But then this year, senior year, first team all-conference. What does it mean to accomplish that during your senior year?
You know, it's great. I've had athletes before me who have had that first team all-conference, and you know, it's really exciting to see your teammates earn those awards and stuff. And honestly, for me, it's a great feeling. But I'm someone who I love the team awards over those individual accolades, and I'm just proud of what we've done as a team this year. And personally, I wouldn't have ever gotten any of those awards that I've gotten without my teammates and them pushing me to be better. And so it's great. It's awesome. And I'm proud of what we've done as a team. And I'm excited to see where we're going next with it.
So earlier, I didn't ask what the goals were that you girls set for the team. Was winning the regular season conference title and the conference tournament title. Were those both goals that you girls set prior to the start of the season?
Yeah, those were both two of the biggest goals that we had. We wanted to start preseason with a winning record, which we did. We did well in that. And then our second goal was to win conference outright, and ended up going undefeated in conference, which wasn't even the goal intentionally, but we just wanted to win conference outright. And then the next step was to win that conference tournament and put that up on the banner again. And then the next thing was obviously winning that first round of nationals. And from here, we plan to have another meeting to kind of regroup and see what the next step is and what the next goals are for us. But we had to get past that first game first. So we're excited to kind of see what kind of noise we can make out in Iowa. I think we have a really good chance of going to do something awesome. So
talk about your accomplishments, but then your head coach, Heather Hayes, and I believe the assistant coach as well, got head coach of the year in the conference and assistant coach of the year in the conference as well. How have they impacted the team this season to help them accomplish the goals? But 30-plus wins, 19-0 in conference, I say things like, that's stupid. Like, to be able to do that alone, that's a stupid accomplishment in the best way that you can put it. How have they impacted the team this year?
Yeah, Coach and Lori are awesome. Our whole coaching staff, they really do everything to make sure that we're in the right place for season. And actually, after they got those awards, they went into the locker room and they said, "This is all you guys." And,
wow.
And love them to death. As much as that feels good on our part, they deserve all the recognition for that. They've done everything in making sure that we're prepared and making sure that we're pushing ourselves to the next level, getting us into games in the preseason that could help us compete at a higher level, ultimately helped us get the ranking that we're at, and has made us a better team all around. So they have put in the work for years now to get this program to where we are, and it's amazing how far the program has come since then. And so, yeah, they deserve so much recognition for that. They are awesome. I can't say enough good stuff about both of them. They have made this team a family. They make the culture fantastic, and it's so fun to play for them.
This is the week of Thanksgiving. You girls don't play again until I think it's Thursday. It's like a week from Thanksgiving, that Thursday. A game that Thursday, a game that Friday. Are you nervous about that trip to Iowa to play more volleyball this year?
I don't think I can say that there's no nerves.
Right.
Excited nerves. I felt those nerves, same thing this past weekend. And I think that there's more excitement than anything. I think everybody's super excited to go play on the big stage. And for me, I think my biggest thing is I did get to experience it my freshman year. And so my biggest goal was I want these other underclassmen to feel that and to experience it so they know what they're working for in years ahead. I think that everybody's super, super excited. We had early morning practice today, and it was great. And so I think everybody's thrilled and pumped. It'll be a nice couple days off for Thanksgiving, but quick turnaround to get to Iowa and fly out on Monday, so it'll be a fun trip.
You looking forward to the trip?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you ever been to Iowa?
I have. Yeah, we were there, like I said, my freshman year
that's
in
right.
Sioux City, and then we actually played Northwestern my sophomore year for the first round. So we went out there for that first round match that we didn't win, but it'll be my third time, I think, now in Iowa.
I hope you bring a heavy coat. I've never been to Iowa, but I just always think Iowa this time of year cold, so be prepared for cold.
It is cold. I checked the weather. It's like 20s and 30s, I think.
People here at the office know I am not a fan of cold weather at all.
Yeah.
So when I think about Iowa, I'm like, I'm not going there until maybe June or July. Why? Because it's warm, it's hot.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I'm looking forward to hearing reports from the volleyball team playing. This is a weird way for some volleyball players to go out their senior year, because I say weird because not everybody has this opportunity. What memories are you looking to make as on this team trip? Not just talking about on the volleyball court playing, but as a team, what memories are you expecting to potentially make as a team as you travel, do something different at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, this whole season has been full of memories, full of, doing new things with the girls. Love every single person on this team. We wouldn't be where we are without them. I think having fun on this team, we normally go get ice cream or something as a group. We go out team dinners, all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely the airport's always a fun experience.
Yeah.
But, I think really just being able to play in Sioux City in that arena, I'm just so excited to see how everybody else does with it and how they enjoy it, because like I said, I've experienced it once. I can't wait to experience it again, and the best time my senior year. So I think just getting out on that court and seeing what we're still made of. I think we have a lot to prove still, and I think that everybody's ready to go do it.
What are your last thoughts you have about this season as it continues and the team moving forward to play? I think it's Indiana Wesleyan and then Oklahoma Wesleyan and pool play in the tournament.
Yeah, I think we've got a big challenge in front of us. Every game from here on out's a big challenge, but I think we have a lot of tools in our bag, and I think we have a lot that we can do. And I know that everybody's super excited to be out there, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what we can do. And of course, everybody, if people can watch online, it'll be there, and cheer us on. So.
I'd like to thank Audrey Strawsma for coming on the show, and also Hannah Welch for coming on the show earlier. This has been the Cougar Cast. Thanksgiving week. I hope everyone has fun with their family and friends celebrating on Thanksgiving. We'll see you next time.